then wọ́n ṣe wòlíì Sokoti ò mọ̀ yàtọ̀ wòlíì àti pásítọ̀ kò mọ̀ left from his right kò mọ̀.
èmi rí tán re pa ẹ̀yin ò tí ì rí tán re pa nítorí pé kò tí ì fìgbà kankan dáa fún yín rí alọ́nilọ́wọ́gbà lọ́lọ́run dá yín láti gbà tẹ̀tílẹ̀ ń jẹ́ wòlíì Tibetan yìí náà.
ó ní kí ni ìrẹ́pọ̀ tí òkùnkùn fẹ́ ní pẹ̀lú ìmọ́lẹ̀ ìwọ tó ti fẹ́nu gbé obì níwájú ayélujára àbí òrìṣà kò jẹ́ pé mi wá tó wá jọ rẹ ìwọ alágbèrè tẹ́lẹ̀ kí la fẹ́ fi jọ rẹ.
Hell is about to break loose. I'm going to introduce to you two people. One, you know him already, a controversial prophet, Marcus Tibetan, and actor, veteran, Sokoti. That is his alias. Well, both of them are at loggerheads right now. And you know when anybody goes against Prophet Marcus Tibetan, terrible things do happen. Yeah. Terrible things will happen. Marcus Tibetan is going to tell us one or two things. And also, to be balanced, we are also going to listen to veteran actor Sokoti. What you're about to hear will blow your mind. Both of them are at each other's face. And Prophet Marcus, he is a self-acclaimed prophet. And he's not a gentle one. He goes hard on whoever it is that he believes is against him. If you've been on this channel, you probably must have heard and seen analysis. And also, there was one that was done recently where the son of the prophet said this. Listen, and we will talk more.
Any type of trouble, anything interferes with my dad, there's always a way for him to get out of that situation and make it better for himself, even though it's not a good situation. So troubleshooting is the best way. If people know what that means, that's the best way I can describe my dad. Very troubleshooting man. Anything comes near him or that he wants to do harm to him, we reverse and come better in his own. Yeah.
His advantage?
To his own advantage, yeah.
I want to ask you, Sokoti, they are dirty person. I cannot work with Sokoti. Only when it told my vision block here, ó kàn wó lọ ṣù. Ó when it told lórúkọ tó ń lè tà mọ́. Táwọn èèyàn máa wo nǹkan torí bàbá ẹ̀ ò lórúkọ. Èyí tó bí bàbá ẹ̀ ò lórúkọ. Bàbá tèmi ò lórúkọ. Orúkọ tó ń ṣe fi kẹ́ mi yìí. Mo ṣiṣẹ́ fún ni. Ọlọ́run ló dá mi bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ní àwọn kan wà láàrin wa. Táàtì ẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ lọ́wọ́ lára èèyàn Sokoti ti ṣe wọ̀nyẹn kọjá then tó bá sọ pé mo ń rò pé bí àmì nìkan ni mo pé yes Ọlọ́run ló ń dá àwọn saint kó wá gbé bí ènìyàn mi ò bọ́mọ Ìjẹ̀bú sùn rí mi ò bọ́mọ Abẹ́òkúta sùn rí mi ò báyàwó níyàwó sùn rí mi ò lọ lé èèyàn rí mo wá móòlù ẹ̀ mo ṣe boxing mo gbá bọ́ọ̀lù mo ṣe ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ mo ṣe cook mo tàgbí mo ṣe fumigation èmi náà ni. Bọ̀dé lọ́wọ́ Sokoti iṣẹ́ wo ló gbélé ayé ṣe mo tún ṣe búrẹ́dì mo tún sùn ta mo tún sùn completed building ìdẹ́gbò ṣe bá àmọ̀ rẹ Sokoti ṣé wọ́n mọ̀ rẹ ni mo kàn wáyé tèmi tí mo lọ mi ò lọ́rẹ̀.
Ọlọ́run ní bí.
nígbà tí ò ní kú lórí mi olórìkọ́ọ̀dù mi ṣé irú yẹn ò tẹ́ gbé lọ kóòtù ń sè ṣé èmi mo ní kó rìkọ́ọ̀dù mi.
Ẹ̀yin àwọn ọmọ tẹ́ ẹjọ́ sọ lórí fóònù.
lọ́wọ́ àjò eléyìí tó ń sọ ń kọ́.
Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ló gbé sí.
Yes, then níbo ni mo ti ìmọ̀ tó sọ yẹn tí mo bá débi ṣé mo ní mo dọ̀jì ẹ̀ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ kí ló tún forí blọ́ọ̀gì ń bẹ̀. nígbà tó bèrè ọlọ́run mi tí mo dá ẹ lóhùn ṣé ebi ń pa ni tó ń wẹ̀ tó máa san dọ́là fóònù ni àbí kò gba dọ́là rí ní kékeré ó fẹ́ gbà lórí blọ́ọ̀gì ń sìn ní èjì ẹ̀ tó yẹ kó nílé epo ṣé irú ẹ̀ ló yẹ ká bá nídìí blọ́ọ̀gì which is age. Only when you miss it at 40, you miss it for life. Èló ló fẹ́ sọ fún lórí blog. Kí ló fẹ́ ṣe láti kó Yorùbá jọ? Ṣé ní gbogbo location tó lọ káàkiri wọ̀nyẹn? Pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ta visitors àwọn ta ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Olóhùn Muslim pé wọ́n lè convert o. Ṣé Muslim wà lọ́rùn? Ṣé Christian wà lọ́rùn?
Láti ọdún yẹn ni mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rìn títí di àsìkò tí mo wà yìí. bàbá Tibetan gbogbo ìgbà tá à ń sọ yìí ọ̀kan nínú àwọn iṣẹ́ ìwèrè tẹ́ kà sílẹ̀ yẹn lẹ máa ṣe lọ́wọ́. ọmọ ọdún mélòó ni yín? ọmọ ọdún mélòó ni yín? ẹ̀yin náà ó ti lọ bá wọn garùn wo àwọn fíìmù tẹlifíṣàn program tá a máa ṣe ńgbà kan ẹ ti lọ bá wọn garùn wo lára ilé onílérí torí gbogbo wàtẹ́lẹ̀ ń ṣe ẹ̀ ń sọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀ ń gbálẹ̀ ẹ̀ ń ṣe kinní kan yẹn ẹ̀ lè ní nǹkan kan ẹ̀ lè jẹ́ nǹkan kan kẹ́ ẹ lọ́ máa sọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ kẹ́ ẹ lọ́ máa gbálẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ lọ́ máa ta rodo kẹ́ ẹ lọ́ máa ta gbogbo ẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ń ta yẹn ẹ̀ lè ní nǹkan kan. So ara àwọn tí máa lọ yọjú wo eré táwọn bá ṣe nu tẹlifíṣàn tí wọ́n máa lọ garùn lọ́tìjú wíńdò ní wíńdò ńlẹ̀ yín máa jẹ́ ńgbà yẹn. So èmi rí ìtàn rẹ̀ pa ẹ̀yin ò tí ì rí tàn rẹ̀ pa nítorí pé kò tí ì fìgbà kankan dáa fún yín rí alọ́nilọ́wọ́gbà lọ́lọ́ ń dá yín láti gbàtẹ́tílẹ̀ ń jẹ́ wòlíì Tibetan yìí náà ẹ̀ ń lọ àwọn èèyàn lọ́wọ́ gbà jẹun ni ṣe rí tọ́rọ̀ bá débi tó yẹ kó dé tán mo fi Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè búra mo tún fi Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè búra àwọn àṣírí burúkú kan ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ mi tí màá tú gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tẹ́ ẹ sọ di lẹ́lẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tẹ́ ẹ gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn tí wọn ò lè sọ àwọn èèyàn tó ti pè mí ti tó 5 tí wọ́n sọ gbogbo ohun tẹ́ ẹ ṣe fún wọn tí wọ́n sọ fún mi. mo dẹ̀ ti gbowó wọn sílẹ̀ gbogbo ẹni tó sọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ń pè mí ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájá la fẹ́ sọ mò ń gbowó wọn sílẹ̀ ni. nígbà tí wọ́n rí fídíò yẹn náà ni o fídíò mi tó lọ fáírà yẹn bàtà ń rí náà ni o ni wọ́n ń pè mí. So automatically èmi pẹ̀lú Tibetan ò kì í ṣẹgbẹ́ wọ́n bí wa nílé eré jura wa lọ gbogbo tèmi kàálẹ̀ yẹn èmi ò bá wọn gbàrú bí wọ́n ṣe lọ gbàrú káàkiri yẹn èmi ò ṣe rí ọmọ níbi níran lèmi ilé ọba onírú iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n lè ṣe nílé ọba àwọn iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣe nídìí ilé àwọn òtòṣì lẹ́yìn ṣe yẹn. ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú.
Olúwa fún wa lẹ́mìí and that's what he said in the book of Luke 12 Luke 13 and 14 ó ní kẹ́ má sọ pé mi wá ṣe ìdájọ́ olójú ara mi ó ní kò sẹ́nibọ̀dì tó pé yes nígbà tí Adébóyè bá ń gba first fruit nígbà tí òjò tí ìrọ̀ ta lè fi gbìn kankan tó dẹ̀ bí wọ́n lọ kó first fruit wá ta la fẹ́ dá padà fún then gbogbo àwọn pásítọ̀ torí wọn wọ́n wà ní ẹgbẹ́ wọ́n wà ní ògbóni then wọ́n ṣe wòlíì ọ̀ṣọ́gbó tí ò mọ̀ yàtọ̀ wòlíì àti pásítọ̀ kò mọ left from his right kò mọ̀ then mo dẹ̀ tó wá fún láàyè pé wáàyè kò láàyè náà nínú yàrá ló ti fẹ́ máa ṣe blọ́ọ̀gì tiẹ̀ wá sẹ́rí àyí farapamọ́ tí Amẹ́ríkà bá fẹ́ mú ẹ they will be background checking people go around the place they will charge the place pé ìwọ̀n táwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ there was a time tí wọ́n wá síbi tó interview àwọn tó wà ládùúgbò yìí nípa mi torí pé o fẹ́ mọ̀ mi ò dẹ̀ sí bí mi ò dẹ̀ mọ̀ ní kí ni wọ́n sọ bóyá mo jílẹ̀ onílẹ̀ rí mo jílẹ̀ ló bá àbí so I'm on my own I go my own I do whatever he ask me to do so then eléyìí tó ń sọ yẹn tààrà ẹ̀ ní gbogbo ọ̀tọ́ bèrè mi lọ́wọ́ mi fún ọ síbẹ̀ mi mo pè é clear conscience fear no accusation ṣé òun fún ara ẹ pè mí láti wádìí èmi mo pè é ó ní mo gbọ́ lọ́wọ́ mi èmi náà ra lẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ ẹ́ èmi náà ní oyinbo owó lẹ̀ tó torí ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ pé bóyá mo kó àwọn kan láyà jẹ kò mọ iye owó lẹ̀ yẹn jẹ́ ó kàn já lónìí ṣé bó rọrẹ́ mi tó sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́jọ́ yẹn mi ò tún dá sí bàbá akéwùgbà gold is a person I love is a person I like so when you reply o jẹ́
òun náà sọ pé òun fẹ́ràn yín gan-an ẹ̀sẹ̀ tó òun lè ṣe òun ò fẹ́ ṣẹ̀yìn rárá akéwùgbà gold sọ.
mi ò ṣe ó kàn bọ́ sí àpò òdì lẹ́nu fídíò yẹn pàápàá kò gbé jáde láàárọ̀ yìí kò gbé jáde láàárọ̀ yìí but gbogbo àwọn blogger yẹn ló mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe.
àwọn kan ti kojú akéwùgbà gold nísìnyí.
ẹ̀sà wọ́n kàn fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ẹni tó bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ Marcus àwọn ènìyàn fẹ́ wò ẹni tó bá fi sọ̀rọ̀ Marcus àwọn fẹ́ wò that's all so but I don't care so gbogbo àwọn tó tí mo sọ yẹn bó ṣe rí ni.
ẹsẹ̀ wá jẹ́ kí n béèrè ìbéèrè kan lọ́wọ́ yín.
yes.
ohun tí Sokoti ń jà fún èmi ò rò pé ohun tó bá dìde púpọ̀ ni nítorí wípé wọ́n ní àìkọ́wọ́rin ọmọ ìjò ní jẹ ọmọ ìjò níyà.
thank you sir.
wọ́n ní pé paramọ́lẹ̀ bá síwájú tí àgbàlá sì ń wọ́n.
mi ò gbọ́ Yorùbá tó tó yẹn náà.
ẹ má bínú sá kó tó bí òwe níwájú àwọn àgbà.
I was brought up in Warri.
ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni wípé Sokoti fẹ́ kí ìrẹ́pọ̀ wà láàrin ọmọ Yorùbá.
ó ní kí ni ìrẹ́pọ̀ tí òkùnkùn fẹ́ ní pẹ̀lú ìmọ́lẹ̀ ìwọ tó ti fẹnu gbé obì níwájú ayélujára àbí òrìṣà kò jẹ́ pé mi wá tó wá ṣọ̀rẹ́ ìwọ alágbèrè tẹ́lẹ̀ kí la fẹ́ fi ṣọ̀rẹ́ ìwọ tó ti mú pẹ̀lú ìyàwó níyàwó tó bímọ tó níyàwó mẹ́jọ àtọmọ 21 àtẹ̀mí tí mo níyàwó ìyàwó kan ọmọ méjì kí la fẹ́ ṣọ̀rẹ́ fún.
bàbá bíbélì náà sọ fún wa pé wọn ò fẹ́ kó ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n kó ronú.
èmi ò sọ pé Sokoti ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ ọmọdé nǹkan tó ń jẹjẹ.
àwọn Yorùbá ni mò ń sọ pé kí ìran Yorùbá tẹ̀ ní.
Yorùbá kò tẹ̀ wá sí Yorùbá àti bí Adébánjọ ìyá ẹ̀ ní Yorùbá bàbá ẹ̀ ní Ìgbò ìyá Ìgbò bàbá ẹ̀ Yorùbá Fáṣọlá ìyá ẹ̀ ní Ìgbò bàbá ẹ̀ ní Yorùbá
Fáṣọlá kan
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà then gọ́ọ̀fùnà Adélékè ìyá ẹ̀ ní Ìgbò bàbá ẹ̀ ní Yorùbá.
inú dé tá a fi ń lọ sí.
so automatically àwọn ti tì wá bọnú ara wa pé tí ò bá wa bọ́ sí ìyẹn náà torí gbàtà wọ́lọ́wọ́ ti sọ̀rọ̀ tán pé kàkà kíkì ní ṣàkàkọ̀ ẹkùn olùkúrẹ́ ẹ bá mo ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ dìde wá Sokoti lọ ṣé mo ráyè àtẹ̀tì rí.
èmi ò sọ pé
àwọn Yorùbá tó ń sọ ìdí Yorùbá sì kù ṣá ohun tó ń tí Yorùbá bá kù báwo ló ṣe fi Gani Adams ṣe olórí Yorùbá tàbá ń pọ̀rọ̀ síra wa lẹ́nu Kogi ló ti wà kò yẹ kó lè ju ìyẹn náà yes Kogi ló ti wà dẹ́n tó bá lè tó wà wò tó bá tún wo Mímíkò tó jẹ gọ́vùnà Ondo state Kogi ló ti wá. then why you look at.
tó ń gbọ́ títí ọ̀rọ̀ ilé tó ṣaláìsí láìpẹ́ yìí.
ẹ̀sà Ìgbò ni gbogbo wọn.
wọ́n ní twins tiẹ̀ tó.
lọ gúgú ẹ̀ ó wà ń bẹ̀. àgbéjáde nígbà tá a kéré dolúdẹ̀ máa ṣe gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì Ondo state àwọn olókojọ sí Ondo state àwọn Ìgbò.
ẹ wo ń bọ́ láyé.
ẹ wo tẹ̀ wá sọ ó sì pé ṣé ká sọ wọ́pọ̀ ló pa pé ká ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pọ̀.
ẹyin tó ń sọ ni wípé ṣe rí i nínú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yín nínú kẹ́ ẹ sọ pé bàbá Adébóyè ṣe báyìí.
kọ́ lọ bá Adébóyè kọ́ lọ bèrè lọ́wọ́
mọ́. Oyè Yorùbá ni Adébóyè Yorùbá ni gbogbo wọn tó jẹ́ Yorùbá pé kẹ́ tiẹ̀ má máa sọ̀rọ̀ wọn mọ́ pé kẹ́ fi wọ́n lẹ̀ kẹ́jẹ́ kan gbélé ayé tiwọn lọ́tọ̀ pé kí Yorùbá má máa ṣídìí Yorùbá wò.
wọ́n ti tilẹ̀ Haúsá wò lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀rọ àṣírí tí ò bò èèyàn kan ò lè bò ó bí a Sokoti gbogbo wọn tó oní tó bá tó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ kẹ́lò ẹni tó bá wò tí mi kó sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ tó bá rí àbí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ tó bá rí ṣé èmi ní kó bá sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa mi ní wọ́n ṣe Yorùbá o ọ̀pẹ tẹ́ni tí Sokoti bá débi tó bá ṣìnà fún tó máa káwọ́ mórí rẹ̀.
ọlọ́dàkọ ẹ ti ẹ̀ súre sínú ayé wọn.
kò súre kankan lọ tí nǹkan bọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ yóò bá tí nǹkan bọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ ó lè àfẹ́sì kankan ó ní Genesis 9 láti verse 19 to 22 ó ní nígbà tí wọ́n kúrò ní ọkọ̀ Nóà ó ní àwọn ọmọ Nóà mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta Ham ó ní wọ́n ṣe kí ni wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ then nígbà tó o bá tó fẹ́ ra kerosene o fẹ́ ra credit o fẹ́ ra phone o fẹ́ ra deal then Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kó sanwó olú ìlú la fẹ́ gbà.
Welcome back. Now, Prophet Marcus does not have his own personal blog. He has bloggers who come to him, get his opinion, and they put it out there. While Sokoti, on the other hand, has a blog. He's in control of his own blog. You might be wondering, what is this all about? Well, Prophet Marcus Tibetan, you heard him. If you say, I always want to present myself as a saint. Yes, I'm a saint because it is possible for me to be a saint, regardless of what you think. Why is this so? Prophet Marcus Tibetan, like I said, he is a controversial person, and the way and manner that he speaks, at times people sort of feel uncomfortable, like, why? You always present yourself like you are a saint, like you are clean, but there are allegations dotted around you. Why haven't you dealt with it? You oftentimes you feel more comfortable covering up or erasing your own shortcomings, and some might even say wickedness. You focus on big pastors like Adebayo, RCCG, Redeemed Christian Church of God. You focus on Deeper Life, WF Kumuyi. You focus on Mountain of Fire. You focus on other pastors. There is no pastor in Nigeria that has a big congregation, large following, that you have said anything positive about them. You will talk about Citadel of, I think that's Tunde Bakare's church. You talk about him, you say he's a Muslim, that these Muslims came into the Christendom to destroy and disrupt. But he just said it now that there is no Muslim or Christian in heaven. So there are a lot of controversial and contradictory utterances of Prophet Marcus Tibetan. He is also seen by other people as a true prophet because of his fearlessness. He speaks without fear. He speaks without being afraid. But something, caused a little bit of issue when he claimed that God spoke to him about Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the beginning, and at the end of the day, we heard that he has been given certain portion of certain, property, land somewhere, and all of a sudden his prophecy changed. Now, let us leave that aside. Regardless, like I've always said, vision is like a cable TV station. The channel can change at any time. So do not hold on to a vision as the final say. No, not at all. Even when prophets give people prophecy or messages, they can as well turn to God and ask for a change of it. It has been proven, at least, if not several times, let's say once in the Bible. Now, back to the issue on ground. What is the controversy about? If you go on veteran actor Sokoti's page, you will see him also talk about pastors. He once spoke about Iya Adeboye. He said to him, you have built schools. And these schools, most of the times, they are built by the donation and also unpaid efforts, in quote, unpaid efforts of members of your church. Having built this school, this institution, the amount of money, the amount of tuition fee that you impose on those that want to come to the school is so outrageous that some of them cannot. Your members, many of them are poor. Only the rich can afford it. Why is this so? And majority of those pastors, I'm not saying all of them, many people benefited from missionary schools where they paid stipends or didn't pay at all. Many of them benefited from it. This has always been the character and attitude of many Africans. It's an African thing. I'm not saying Africans are greedy and stingy. We have greedy and stingy people all over the world. It has nothing to do with race or tribe, creed, religion, and all of that. But there is something that I've observed over time. Not because we do not have people who are philanthropists. They do good things. They give out, we have all of that. Many of them do not need to speak or advertise or they don't need to talk about it. They do take care of a lot of things. But let us be sincere. Let us be truthful to ourselves. In Africa, there is this attitude, character of I want to be the only richest person. It could be pastors, it could be rich people. The point is this: they care less about taking care of other people. For example, there is a man who is said to be the richest man on book, on paper. I'm not saying he's broke. I'm talking of Dangote, richest man in Africa. Maybe he has been, dropped down. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is this: with all that Dangote has acquired in life, do you know that Dangote will never, ever build a clinic or hospital and keep it free, pay the staffs for free, so that people from his own region who are more poorer can go? No, he won't. He won't think of that charity. He won't think of I have acquired so much. What can I eat? How many clothes can I put on? They lack that empathy. They prefer to see people broke and poor, and they say, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, thank God that he made me rich. And that's it. They care less. They don't think about it. It is not in their nature. So it's the same that Sokoti was saying, that these pastors, you have not done well. Even though most times when we speak, we don't look at ourselves. Maybe in our own little corner, there are little charity or things that we can do. Maybe some of them will not do. But they want to point to a pastor that is rich and say, oh, you are not doing what you need to do. I understand that many of these pastors are supposed to be more in this because a lot of money are gathered and laid on their feet. Not because they don't do here and there, but, you know, somehow because the government has failed a lot of people, people resort to the church hoping that the church will do for them what their government, you know, have refused to do. And don't forget that church, I mean religion in general, and government, they work hand in hand. During election, they need members. You know, a lot of these things are interwoven. So Marcus also, on the other hand, he speaks in his own way about this pastor. But the way he speaks is the point here. He speaks as if he's envious of them. And I think people will quickly look at it as envy because he is also a cleric. They'll be like, oh, what about you? Why don't you grow with the grace that you have and do what these people are not doing, rather than saying they are this, they are that? Grow in the grace, establish your own ministry, let it be big, get a lot of followers and money, and use it to bless. The thing is this, it is difficult, very much difficult, for people to turn away from donation, huge donation. It's only when you've not gotten there that you criticize those that are there. When you have the opportunity to have a lot of inflow of cash, you also want to have your private jet. All of a sudden, you realize that you cannot stay at the airport. You have an appointment, which is true, that you have to attend to. You have an appointment that you have to attend to. You want to be there at the right time. So having a private jet for a pastor who has denomination, it's just like a business executive. They also have private jets too, to meet up with appointments. It's the same. So I cannot say a pastor that has thousands of branches everywhere and needs to be here and there, I can't say he shouldn't have his own private helicopter and also private jet. I cannot say so. I cannot say so. It is needed. It is important. But the problem is this. The Bible says that this donation and all of this inflow are supposed to take care of the needy, take care of the people that, you know, take care of the church, take care of, but they do, really. They do. We cannot say they don't. But it seems like the chunk of everything comes to their pocket. And don't forget that human needs can never be met. No, it can never be satisfied. People always keep needing. They always want, they need, they want. That's the truth. So if you have a church and you are servicing certain, you know, members of the church here and there, you always find more people who want. So there should be a balance. And I think that's the problem with many of these churches. They keep 80% for themselves and share 20% among those that are much more than the 20% that they are, you know, putting out, giving out. That's just what it is. But that some pastors don't do charity, no, we cannot say they don't. But people want to see more of the charity. They want to see more of the charity, and they want to see empathy. They want to see that love of God. How can you, you know, open a school and they say, you know, one of the bishop once said, Oyedepo, the spiritual son of Adeboye, he said something that that people felt wasn't right about the school and all of that. And many people were there. I'm now saying what they said, that they were the ones that sacrificed, that they packaged them, you know, they built their mental, you know, they built them up, they psyched them, that's it. They made them believe that this church, the school, everything is going to be with us, we are all one family. After the school was built and everything's standard and established, they just laid them off. And the school started business. The church started business with the school. They thought it was going to be a place where members of the church will attend. Money that will be paid will be little. Those that are pastors who do not have enough income, you know, I mean, the church is paying them anyway. You know, it's more like a business venture. So we saw many of these things. Many of those pastors, we saw they don't have charity inside of them. They just want to take and take. The better they feel with their own family, the more, and they want to keep billionaires, to keep bringing in money. They lack that empathy. They lack empathy. That's the problem. So Tibetan has said his own, the reason behind the argument and issues with both of them, my opinion versus your own opinion, and it has now resulted into saga. Although Pastor Tibetan is still quoting Bible verses because he's, you know, a cleric. Sokoti, on the other hand, is saying his own achievement and that is not in the same, you know, level as the prophet, you know, back and forth. it's going to be a bit messy. It's going to be a bit messy because if you look at those that are responding or commenting to both sides, you will know that it's going to be a little bit messy. They will begin to now, open up. The thing is there are people that came across Prophet Marcus Tibetan, and many of them are not happy. They want Prophet Marcus to do the right thing, land, property, money, spiritual, chains here and there, a lot of things that are mysterious. A lot of things that are mysterious. I don't know what you think about this one. Drop your comment, like and share. See you in the next update.